What's going on YouTube? This is Brian916. In this particular video, I wanted to talk about auto technicians and making more money as an auto technician. So recently I happened to stumble across a fellow technician out there who made a video rant called Broke Ass Mechanic, and he went on to talk about how he wasn't making enough money in the shop that he was working in. And this has been the case with a lot of techs out there, not just him, all over the country are not being paid properly, and these companies are coming up with clever ways to pay people in a way to sort of screw them out of money, okay? Not straightforward payment, like an hourly wage. I was fortunate to have hourly wages back when I worked for, employers, which was nice. I never really had to deal with the flat rate system. I've always been paid hourly. But then again, before I was self-employed, it's been, probably like 10 plus years that I haven't worked for someone. So, 10 years ago, it was more like hourly wages. Nowadays, it's more like flat rate or some other weird, way they come up to pay you. So I just want to come up with some ways to try to help fellow techs out there to make more money and sure to, shed some light on realities of being an auto technician. Okay, so first thing I want to get into on this particular topic of making more money as an auto technician is you got to understand that you are the commodity, okay? What's an auto repair business without an auto repair technician? So you are the commodity. However, if you work for somebody else, then you're sort of under their rule, and they say and dictate to you how much you can make, when you can come in, when you gotta go home, when you can take a vacation, etc. Okay? And so having this skill set, you don't necessarily need that. Okay? It's not like, you work at some job that's like a low skill level job where anybody could do it, and if you don't like it, leave or whatever, but you're not necessarily in that lane. You have a skill that you can always utilize to make money. So with that being said, if you need to make more money, do side work, okay? I don't care who says you shouldn't do side work or how bad somebody frowns on it. It's only frowned upon by your employer because they don't want you taking money from the shop. They don't want you taking money from them, okay? But screw that, okay? There's 100 cars to every mechanic, and there's enough for everybody in this business. Besides, people gravitate towards different mechanics because they may like you, you may have things in common, they may like your approach to certain issues. You may approach problems lightly. Well, let's try this, let's try that. If that don't work, then we'll go ahead and do the larger repair. Or you may have a different style someone's more comfortable with, and they may go to you over this person anyway. So there's enough for everyone. I highly recommend side work. Now, I just want to give you some tips if you do side work, okay? Because there's great money in side work. So tip number one, if you do decide to start doing some side work, which I, Brian, highly recommend you, the mechanic, have the skill and the tools, the knowledge, by all means, do side work, make money. It's stupid not to. However, you have to know how to do it. So tip number one is going to be, if you're doing side work, make sure that whoever you're doing the work for understand that this is side work, and you cannot be rushed into something, or you can't skip work to be able to tackle this job. You have to make them understand if I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it at a discounted rate, since your overhead will be a lot lower than the shops because you're doing it at home, right? So you can give them a better deal on it, and let them know it's gonna be a few days before I can do this, a few days before I can do that, or order the parts cheap online and mark them up to what retail is in your town, and make that bit of markup. If they call AutoZone or Advance Auto or whoever's in your town, Napa, likely they called and checked on that part anyway, and the part was $80, but you found it on Rock Auto for $14.99. Mark it up to $89. That's how much they thought the part was anyway, and then you can take that markup and do the labor and get your money on it at home, on the side, as long as they know you cannot be rushed on this job. Tip 2 is sort of like tip 1. If you can, it's better to do larger repairs at home on the side, okay? Larger repairs mean it's gonna be here longer. The customer understands, I need a new engine, I need a new transmission, whatever the case may be, I need a new wiring harness, I need a rear end, a transfer case, whatever larger repair that you happen to be doing, or a head gasket or intake gasket or something. They know you're gonna have it for a while, and let them know, I gotta get the parts, we gotta tear it down, I'm gonna have this thing at least 10, 15 days, or whatever the case may be up front, so that you can go to work and you still have time on the weekends. You give yourself plenty enough time, okay? And then, so you're not bombarded that way. So that's tip number 2, to try to do larger jobs aside on doing side work. Tip number 3 is going to be make sure you don't appear to be running a shop from your home. If you got traffic in and out on these little jobs, that's why I say stay away from little jobs. There's too much in and out traffic. Then you're gonna appear to be a business, and you're just gonna have to get a business license and go rent out a warehouse and just run a business, because you are running a business anyway. So you're gonna have to pay Caesar and just officially open a shop. If you don't wanna go that far, don't do a bunch of small jobs. Yeah, the occasional brake job here and there for a friend, sure. But if you could keep it just one large job a month to can pay most of your bills, one engine swap, one transmission swap, and you can alleviate, some of your bills. So those are a couple tips to do. Doing side work as a technician can help you make more money, and I'm a strong believer in you making as much money as you can. Who cares what the shop owner thinks? Who cares who's frowning on what? At the end of the day, you want to be able to make enough money to take care of you, your family, or maybe you need extra money to go on vacation this year. You haven't been on vacation in, God knows how long. Do that side work. You bought those tools that cost you a fortune, all the stuff that you have. You put the time in to get the knowledge. It's time to reap that reward. So take those side jobs and do it, but be smart about the side jobs. Be discreet. Don't look like you're running a business. Okay. So now the next tip to make more money: open a mobile service. Okay. You can make good money doing a mobile service. You can even put your services on Amazon and do in-home services. People will order your services on Amazon. Say someone gets a brake job, or they order some brake pads on Amazon, they can actually click to have a professional come and install it. That could be you. Now, to run a mobile service, you do need to go and get licensed, but licensing, depending on where you live, is really not too expensive. So I wouldn't let that stop you. So run a mobile service. Go to work and run your mobile service on days you have off, or make appointments with people, or what have you, and do the two until the mobile service grows, and then you can leave the shop alone. Who knows, the shop may call you back when they get busy and need help, and have to pay you whatever you charge them. So invest in yourself, work for yourself if you can. That's the only way to really make a lot of money in this business. So if you live in an apartment or a condo or something like that and you don't have a garage to work from, go to someone else, run a mobile service, okay? You work at their home, their garage. There's nothing wrong with that. Nowadays we got so many great power tools where you don't really need to be hooked up to air. Get yourself a good, battery powered impact, and you can bust some brakes out right there on the spot. You know what I mean? If you can, charge somebody, to do a brake job, maybe $70 to come out to somebody. You know what I mean? Book 2 brake jobs a day. You know what I mean? So, or whatever the case may be. So, if you can run a mobile service and do both, work at the shop and run a mobile service, or just run a mobile service and run a very clean, professional mobile service. Get business cards, make sure you get good invoices. You can make good money that way. And you could probably build up enough clientele through your mobile service to rent out a warehouse and then start bringing all that clientele in-house. So this is my advice to mechanics out there that's not making enough at shops and dealers or whatever, to strike out on your own slowly. Don't just leave. You still got to pay bills. Work there, take the little money that they give you, and then do your side jobs or start your mobile service and do it like that. And then last but not least, another way to make more money as an auto technician, get away from your typical dealerships and independent shops. Try to work for the state, the county, the city, the school district. Everybody uses vehicles. Don't necessarily have to work for an independent auto repair shop. Why don't you apply for Union Pacific Railroad? Apply for the, police department or whoever they use to service their vehicles. Apply, like I said, the state, the county, the city. Or maybe start teaching. You know what I mean? So don't maybe think outside the box a little bit more and, expound yourself just a little bit. And you'll see that, there's still a lot of great opportunities in the automotive repair industry to make money, okay? And then third, last but not least, is start a YouTube channel, okay? There's a lot of technicians out there, I'm pretty sure, doing big numbers on YouTube. Look at South Main Auto, that's a big channel. Scanner and Danner and them, Eric the Car Guy. Those dudes, I'm pretty sure, is making pretty good money doing a YouTube channel, and it's good content. The viewers like it. It's spot on repair, spot on diagnosis. So many of us look at those videos and either entertained by them or get useful information out of there. I remember getting some good info from Eric the Car Guy once, pulling out a rack and pinion on a Honda. I looked at his video first, and it really saved me some poking around, and I was able to get right to it. So open up a YouTube channel. Try to put together some useful content, some good content out there. Look at other guys' videos and see some of the things that they're doing that's successful, and try that too as supplemental. So you just got to get creative, and just work hard, work for yourself, be more independent minded, and I think you'll do well. So hopefully you like these tips. Hopefully you auto techs out there could make some, start making some more money. God knows you are worth it. What would people do without us? So yeah, work hard, and like I said, try mobile service, do lots of side work, open a YouTube channel, or try to apply for jobs that's not your typical mom and pop shop or dealership. Try to work for government agencies or something along those lines, the school district or the transit, local transit. Try going in that direction. Those are more like salary-based jobs. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. This is Brian 916. See you on the next one.